Hello, everybody, and welcome to our last Q&A for today, day 3 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. Thank you all for being here as you start to join. We are excited to have Cindy from Dare to Be Artsy, who has been with us through all our summits, which is great. People love what she does. She's extremely inventive in her product design and in what she does when she crafts and scrapbooks and does card making. So thank you, Cindy, for being here. Tracy is not with us at the moment. She might pop in. For those who were on earlier, Tracy's at a live crop. So she has a virtual store. So she is virtually in her store at a live crop that she really wanted to do. And I'm like, go, right? We can still run this here. So she may or may not pop in. And just some housekeeping, a few things. One is we want to thank our sponsor for today, who is Sassy LLC, which is Sarah Liz, who does the amazing emergency kits that she creates to allow crafting to be accessible and easy. So all of her emergency kits, which are like sentiments and I'm losing my voice here. I'm losing my brain. Sentiments and the thing that goes under a sentiment. What's that called, Cindy? Like you put the sentiment on a circle. What would you call the circle? Embellishments?
Embellishment, yeah.
Embellishments. We'll call them embellishments. She has sentiments. She's a little sassy. So that's where you get the sassy. There's a little bit of, the standard sentiment. And there's one with a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a humor in it. And she has amazing kits. And she releases one every month. And there's an element that's free, and then there's an element that pay. And part of what she offered for the summit is for you to download some, but you can also, if you're a VIP, you get a much bigger kit, which are resizable. And her freebie kit is huge. So take advantage of Sarah's and thank her for being here. We spoke to her at noon today, Eastern. And she's a wonderful teacher and personality and creator as well. And it's fun to talk to creators like Sarah and Cindy, as well as designers. So we were just on with Debbie. So there's a different perspective from the people who use it to the people who created and use it. And so it's great to talk to that. And the other person that we have who sponsors us is Whimsy Stamps. So Whimsy Stamps also does, similar to Cindy in some ways, kind of quirky, fun, playful stamps, and a whole bunch of different stamps for that. So check them out. Whimsy Stamps has a coupon for 20% off, don't quote me, a percentage off in the VIPs, as well as other things. And I'm going to add Tracy's coming in. She might be on mute and she might not show her face, but that's okay. That's okay. There she is.
Tracy.
So she can hear us, and that's the good part. She's in a room full of people, which gives you feedback and all the rest of the things. So we want to thank both those, Sassy and Whimsy Stamps. And the other piece of housekeeping is do your bingo cards. Lots of you guys have been posting in the thread in Facebook. So what your bingo card is, it's at the beginning of every email that you receive. You can download your bingo card. And the way it works is you get an entry into our contest, for lack of a better word, for every bingo that you get. So a full bingo card would give you 12 bingos. And if the thing is completely full, we'll give you 2 more entries. And then we're going to spin the wheel on our wrap-up party tomorrow. And we have some prizes for people. So we have some different things that we're going to be giving away to our wrap-up party. You need to submit, because there are bingo squares for tomorrow for day 4. So you need to submit your bingo card by 5 o'clock. That's right. Yeah, by 5. I'm thinking, which way do we do it? By 5 o'clock to submit your bingo card. Don't forget to do your bingo card. And if you're a VIP, we're on here till 4, and then we're hopping over to our panel on cutting machines. It's going to be a great panel. That's the most questions we've had submitted, not surprisingly, about cutting machines. So we'll be doing that. So that's all of the housekeeping, I think. And we are going to get started talking with Cindy. Like I said, Cindy's been with us since day 1, and we're going to change people here. Maybe Cindy, come over to the bigger spot. There you go. For the easiest question of all, which we ask every time because we have such a global audience, where are you in the world?
I am in Kansas City, so right in the middle of the country.
There you go. And are you a card maker, scrapbooker, multimedia? What would you class yourself as?
Everything. I probably do mostly cards. I started out probably more in scrapbooking when my kids were young, but then went into the whole card making stuff and actually designed for Hallmark for a while, and then started my own stamp company. So I've kind of been around it a long time. So I love card making. That's probably my favorite part. And then I love doing some mixed media. And since my company is called Dare to Be Artsy, I have friends that have been daring me to get a little bit more artsy and try to do painting and stuff. So I'm trying a little bit of paint scares me, but I'm trying. I'm daring myself to do a little more watercolor and acrylic stuff.
You know what's amazing about that is that you design beautiful stamps and dies, and paper is amazing, but yet you're intimidated by paint. And then you're going to find somebody who's intimidated by paint, and the thought of cutting a piece of paper with a pair of scissors and putting it all together is equally as intimidating, right? And we always think that just because we're good at one thing doesn't mean that we're not intimidated by other things. I like to paint or draw, but I'm actually intimidated by painting a wall. It took me a long time to actually paint a wall. It's like, that's the easiest thing, right? But no. So we all have different things that we do. How did you get started? Like, what was the...
Again, I started with scrapbooking, creative memories back in the day, a long time ago. And then I did, well, again, I worked for Hallmark doing cards, but then I also did Stampin' Up! For a while. I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for a while. And then my own business, I was in advertising. I did freelance and stuff. And then a friend of mine opened a scrapbook store in Ohio, right outside of Dublin, Ohio. And when she did that, I was just helping her with what kind of product to bring into her store. I was doing her logo, and I was doing more of the marketing stuff. And she was the one that said, you ought to design stamps. And I never even thought about it. And I thought, well, maybe I could just do a few. And there was the people in this industry are great. So there was a small stamp company that, shared where she had her stamps manufactured. And, she kind of helped me feel a little more comfortable about the whole industry of doing my own stamps. So that's kind of where I started. So it was with a store there in Ohio. And then I started wholesaling. So I wholesale across the country and then do online too. So it's just kind of grown from there.
And Cindy is the only one, I believe, Tracy can shake her head yes or no, who has a physical store Tracy has a virtual physical store, but Cindy has a physical store in a strip mall that you can go visit.
Yeah.
I think you are the only one who has one of those.
Yeah. And it wasn't until we moved back to Kansas. Again, I was in Ohio for 20 years, and I ran my Dare to be Artsy out of my basement. And I missed when I was moving back to Kansas, I didn't have that store that I was always in where I started my business, because I love the people part. I love being around the people. So this was the first time that I was able to get out of my basement and have my own space. I have my warehouse in the back. You're looking at the corner of my studio where I design, and my store is behind the other wall. So I've got the store, my studio, I've got windows in front of me. It's just so much better than my basement. And then it's more in a warehouse area, so it's not open every day, which gives me the flexibility to have time to design and stuff. And so I love it. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
And that's cool. And so, yeah, so if you're driving through Kentucky, if you're going to go see Cindy.
Kansas, yeah.
Kansas, sorry, I don't know why I said K. My brain is fried. You're driving through Kansas. Are you in Kansas City, or you?
We're in Overland Park, Kansas. So it's on the Kansas side instead of Kansas City. There's Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. We're a suburb of the whole metropolitan area, but on the Kansas side.
So if you're driving through, if you live near, go visit Cindy and check out her stuff.
We actually had some people that came. They were from Australia. She called me on Friday, which is not a normal day, but I was here working anyway. She called and said, we're in town to go to the Kansas City Chiefs game. Are you open? I'm like, you're from Australia? Yeah, I'm open. Come on in. They came in on Friday. They went to the Chiefs game on Sunday, and they went back to Australia on Monday. So they were here to see one store and the Chiefs game. I'm like,
there you go.
That was really cool.
And that's a grueling flight. Having done that myself, not voluntarily, but because of work, it's a grueling flight to do that. Yeah. So excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about, we have people saying they love your cards. Can you talk a little bit about what you actually did for our, do you have it with you?
That's so funny. I do not have it in front of, oh wait, I do have it within arm's reach. Wow. So again, since I do card making and scrapbooking, I kind of wanted to be able to do it for both of you guys, for everybody. So this is the page layout. using our newest collection called Delivering Christmas. So it's kind of a simple page layout. A lot of times when I stamp for a scrapbook page, I'll do kind of either a cluster or just an embellishment. So here I've just used a little, one of the stamped images here, and I clustered some things here. So it's kind of a simple kind of layout. And then I love fun folds. So the card that I did, it's an A2 size card, but what is fun about it is it pops up.
Oh, very cool.
I'm doing it backwards, so it got stuck. It does open easier than that. But then it's this little fun card that pops up. Again, using the same new collection. So
what's cool about those is not only does it pop up, but it stands up.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fun?
It's very
and
fun.
you could turn this into kind of a little gift card holder. If you do something where you actually have a gift card in there and stuff. So, which I love doing that too, gift card things.
Very cool. We have people saying your card looks amazing. Can't wait to try it and make it this afternoon.
Yeah, it is fun to put together. So, yeah. The other thing, I don't know how, I know a lot of your viewers have seen me before, but one thing that Dare to Be Artsy does a little bit different is when I design papers, I design the stamps and dies and the papers that all coordinate together. So this is just, again, using the collection that I did for the video, this Delivering Christmas. Everybody has like the stamps and the dies that coordinate. So you see, like the bell here, here's the die for the bell here. Well, this paper, Joyful Jingle paper, those dies are going to cut these ornaments out also. So that's kind of what makes us a little bit different. The dies will work with the paper too. This collection has like up on the rooftop, so there's a stamp set that matches that. It's going to have all those little elements. The B-sides are a nice, nice overall print. Here's another one. Again, that's going to have a stamp set and a nice background. And then when I do a paper collection, a lot of times I try and do like a cut apart. So I used a lot of these on the scrapbook layout. But you can see, you can use them as tags or, you can literally cut those out, stamp a sentiment, and it's a standard card size too. So
you call that a cut apart. Okay.
Good. Yeah. And it's just, I love to do stuff that's kind of versatile, and it kind of works kind of with everything. That, again, this is a different paper line, but it kind of shows again how here's a stamped image and that's cut out of the paper. So the stamped image cut. So all of our papers have stamps and dies, just not all of the stamps have papers.
Yeah, all of your stamps and dies don't have papers.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Got some questions coming. One is, where do you get your ideas?
That's a great question. I right now I'm designing for spring and summer. And a lot of times I will start by going out. Well, a lot of times I start at Hobby Lobby and go look at fabric, because the fabric industry tends to be just a step ahead of the paper crafting industry. So I might look at fabric and see what are like, I remember when dream catchers were big. You were seeing dream catchers and so I ended up bringing that into a paper line. And then when I released it, it was like, wow, that was on target. That was actually big right then. So again, fabric, I go fabric, just what images are big right now, so that's kind of where I start. And then a lot of times I'll go to Pinterest and go, what are the 2026 trends and in color palettes and images and stuff. And then I just start brainstorming from there. So
you wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, there's a good idea. Or do you sit down and go?
Yeah. And also we have a couple different Facebook groups. One of our Facebook groups, it's the Artsy Community. It's free to join that Facebook group, but that one is a private Facebook group. And so anybody in that community can also share their ideas and stuff. So we do a lot of back and forth. But I'll get ideas from there too, because we've had, people are like, I can't find anything for anniversaries, or, what about 4th of July? Like something patriotic or more faith-based. So I get a lot of inspiration from everybody, you guys too. Like, hey, we don't see it out there. We could use something like this. I also have a Stamp of the Month club, and that has also been a really big place to bounce ideas off of people. We have a shared private group there, and we have our newest stamp that's coming out. This is a sneak peek. I have the whole stamp set in front of me. I don't. So I'll show you one little part of it. Someone had said they really want some more vertical sentiments, and so of course I'm not gonna find it in front of me. So this one it's because they were looking for some vertical sentiments. So it's got different images, like 4 different illustrations, and then some vertical sentiments and stuff. But again, it's all from listening to what you guys want, and so that kind of helps.
I like that card, that mechanism. That one's fun.
That's a brand new die, a little gift card holder die. But again, it's all because I'm hearing, kind of getting inspired by what you guys want to see. Excellent.
Next question. Are your stamps under your name, or where can we find them?
Yeah, Dare to Be Artsy. Again, it's DARE space, the number 2, the letter B, and then artsy is ARTZY. So daretobeartsy.com. We're on, here's the little logo.
Yeah, and her link is below her picture in the Meet Your Speaker page and on her page today. I cannot speak anymore.
We ship everywhere. You might find us in some of your local stores, because I do wholesale to stores across the country. Unfortunately, some of those are disappearing, so it's not quite as easy. But I love you to shop local if you can. Otherwise, love to ship to you guys. So we ship everywhere. Just shipped some stuff to Canada today.
I was going to say Tracy carries them, I believe. Tracy's shaking her head. She's not listening. She's off. She's thinking, trying to figure out how to unmute herself. It's okay. Just say yes. I carry Dare to Be Artsy.
She's doing a few different things. Sorry, but yes, and I have to get more soon. How about that? That's what Cindy's saying, and I do.
Maybe you sell some Dare to Be Artsy today in your shop. You never know.
Yeah. We do have some really cute stuff for Christmas, so it's not too late. Some of you still haven't started your Christmas cards, so
I'm sure there are many who haven't started their Christmas cards, and there are many who are looking. We have one woman in our circle, our membership, who's already going on to birthdays for 2026. And I'm like, okay, I'm not that organized. I would never be that organized. We no longer, again, people are saying they no longer have physical stores. So ways to help out your physical store is to actually ask for products that other people have, which helps the people who make the product and helps the store survive.
Yeah.
Right? So
if you're walking into a store, and just ask them if they carry Dare to Be Artsy. So, because we would always love to pick up new wholesale accounts, in your area and stuff. So that's always fun to do.
So here's somebody who's been in your store. Hello, everybody. Dare to Be Artsy is a fun store to browse in. I went there during a crop and shop hop. Bought quite a few goodies. My sister, great niece, and myself went there. So there you go. You have people who come into your store and shop and get there, which is great.
That's awesome.
Somebody said, that's so cute. I love all the new Christmas collections.
Good. Yeah. Again, my favorite part is when people come in, and I love, stepping behind my desk and able to go and talk to them and see what they're working on. We love show and tell too. So if you are coming here, you got to bring something with you, because I love to see what you guys are working on.
And that goes to the Facebook group too. If you're inspired by something Cindy said, even though you may not have her die set, but if her like somebody just said, your pop-up card, that's a mantle-worthy card. If you make the mantle-worthy card, even though it maybe was slightly different, post it, right? Post it and share it.
Yeah, we love that.
It really helps. We're doing card sticky.
We have quite a few dies that are like pop-up. This one doesn't require a die for it, so you'll just have the instructions for it. But we do have a number of different dies that do make your cards pop up and make it really easy. Like this is just a centerfold die. So we have dies that make doing something like this really easy to do, and
which is great.
Yeah.
Some doesn't want to play with me today. I think so. That is the same one. It's not playing with me. I've made several of these cards. At the time, they were called trophy cards.
Oh yeah, this. Yeah. That's a great name for it. Sometimes I'll get inspired by what I see and then turn it into a die or try it myself and stuff. But I am really bad at remembering the names of the different styles. So I love that trophy card. That totally makes sense. I'll do fun folds all the time, and people will know the triple decker gate fold. Or like, oh, okay, yeah. It's just, never remember what.
Somebody asked if they don't do stamps and die, can they still do the project?
Oh yeah, this project that's in here.
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Again, this does not have a fancy die. It's got the instructions in there on how to fold it. You just need a scoreboard. You're going to want an X-Acto knife because you have to cut a hole in this one little part. Anyway, the instructions are there. But yeah, if you don't have to, and you can make this out of whatever paper or stamps you have, in your.
It's more the mechanism, which is great. Someone says that's your favorite part of Dare to Be Artsy is the fact that you cut out of the paper and the dies work. Someone else says that is amazing. I got to go check out your store. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely. And our papers are printed right here near me in Kansas City so that I can be on the press check, so I can check the quality. And that's kind of important to me. When I was transitioning from Ohio to here, the first time I tried to have my papers still printed in Ohio, but be here, no. That just did not work because I couldn't go in and tweak the colors. I couldn't be at the press and go, no, it needs to be bolder. It needs to be this. So I love being right there where it's made. So that's
what someone posted. Anne, maybe Keith or Anne. We're going to go with Anne. Posted that she loves that you make it locally. Mm-hmm. Did you make the honey bear in the background?
Yes, I know. Isn't he cute? We do have a paper line with him in it. Oh goodness, he's been around a long time, so I can't remember. I think Honey Buzz is the name of the collection. If you look at our collection section, you'll probably find that, and there's bees and stuff in there. So yeah,
it's very cute. She used to have a very fun Volkswagen type party bus in the back, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's around here. We had a shop hop, and it's got a hole in the window, so we used it for a photo booth. So I'm staring at it up there. But that's our Groovy line, which is still very popular. We reprinted that a couple times because it's just been one of our most popular collections.
Yes, it's very cute.
That is what is amazing of Cindy, everybody, and Dare to Be Artsy is if you just heard her, she will reprint things if they're selling for her. So if you get the stamp and die, or you want the die that goes with the paper, don't think your die is going to be garbage after that sheet of paper is gone, because she'll keep printing them if they're selling for her, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That you don't get anywhere else.
Yeah, most collections, they're here for one season, you never see them again. I definitely have them for at least 2, some of them 5. See, I do have, and when I'm printing my paper, I'm printing enough under the assumption that I'm going to have it at least for 2 years. I kind of print,
which is great.
Yeah,
very
You can't
smart.
have companies that have paper now for a month.
Yeah.
So, and I'm serious. So that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Good for you. Sorry.
That's okay. Someone was saying they love the vertical sentiments, which is great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that stamp set. Again, I don't know where the whole thing is, but we ship. So we ship the 10th of every month. So this is on the Stamp of the Month Club. So you can't find this one on the website yet because the club members get it first and at a discount. But aren't those cute little sayings? And then there's balloons, and then there's a tower of cupcakes. So there's different illustrations as well as different sentiments. So keep an eye out. It'll be on the website probably around the 15th of November. We ship on the 10th. So again, club members get it first. So,
and check out your Stamp and Die Club. That's a very cool thing. That it's almost 2 years old. 2, 1.
Yeah, January week 2.
So
we have tons. So again, you get a discount on the Stamp and Die, but then it does go public, so you can get it. later. It's just you don't get the discount. And then with the club membership, you automatically get a coupon code that gives you 10% off anytime you shop Dare to Be Artsy, which is really great. And then the other fun part is at the end of the month, like we ship the 10th, at the end of the month, I do a virtual workshop based on that stamp. So I do coloring tips and fun folds. So you get basically a virtual class as well as your membership. So it has been a really fun, and then it's a neat community. In our Facebook group, you can click on the stamp set and there's an album. So everything that other people have shared goes straight to that album. So it's not like getting a stamp and you're sticking it in your drawer. You actually you can get the stamp and then get inspiration of what do I do with it now. Even the coloring tips in the workshop are helpful because sometimes there may be a little intimidating.
And you also don't know what stamp you're going to get. It comes in a very pretty envelope color. You're still doing it in a nice color envelope?
It is a teal envelope. Do you want a sneak peek? Oh, you already saw a sneak peek of this one.
Right.
Do you want to see a sneak peek of the next one? I really don't keep secrets very good, but hold on.
But it gets sent to you if you are, but you don't know what you're going to get. So you get a stamp and die in your mail, and you don't know what it's going to be, which I think is also the fun part about it.
It is fun, but if you're really watching, sometimes you get a little sneak peek at what it's going to be. But the one that's going to ship in December.
Oh, that's cute.
Very cute.
Very sweet. I love the colors. Oh, he's cute.
Yeah. So I really am excited about this one. So
you can tell it's fun to watch designer. I think that sometimes in designing you can get stuck in it, but it's just fun to see the joy that you have in designing and sharing what you design, which is always good to say.
Yeah.
Someone asked if your dies were made in the US and are the tariffs affecting you? So we're not going to get very political here, but you can answer that one.
So unfortunately, the dies are made in China just because I couldn't compete in the marketplace here with die companies, and even the biggest die company here closed. So the majority of the dies that you're going to see are probably made in China. So and the tariffs, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it has affected a little bit of the price. I mean, I didn't do a big markup to account for that because I'm hoping they won't be there very long. So again, you probably won't notice it when you're looking at our pricing and stuff for our dies. And then our stamps are made in Atlanta, Georgia. When you're looking at stamps, I'll tell you, the stamps made in America, the quality of the photopolymer, there's a big difference. Be a little bit leery. Can I say that? Can you be a little bit leery of stamps that are made in China? The quality, it's not going to hold the ink or transfer the ink. So, if you're getting stamps on some of those companies that are really cheap, you get what you pay for because they're not made here, and you're not going to be happy with the way they stamp. But and that most of them are stolen from us. But so just watch those that are not made.
Good advice.
Yeah.
I'm still here, right? Because I just got this weird message across my computer and I thought, did I die? But I'm still here, so I'm okay.
I still see you.
My computer's getting mad at me. It just said my whatever camera wasn't working anymore. I'm like, I think I'm still on camera. I'm still you never know. Somebody said they usually spend well over $100 when they visit you, sometimes 3 times that. Love everything in the store. I also buy from my local store in Deepwater. There's a question here. I have a pop-up die that leaves a 1-inch line totally uncut. When I add shims to get it to cut there, it cuts through all of the folds on the pop-up die. What do you recommend? Do you understand that? Because I don't, but you do.
Pop-up die that leaves a 1-inch line totally uncut. Is it one of ours? Is it like one of these dies? Because I had somebody ask about this one. And if you look at the back of the die, again, I'm not sure if this is the one you're talking about. We have this one and a vertical one. And someone didn't realize that it's not going to cut out. This is half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So you literally cut the paper in half, and then you position the die directly on the bottom. Hey, Missy, are you over there?
Mm-hmm.
Or Terry, can you go grab the die, the vertical center step die on that wall?
We'll come back to that one. You get it? Yeah.
Because when you position it, you don't. It's already, your outside lines are already cut, so it gives you the cut and the score line already. Because somebody actually had this one, and they thought that one die, that you have a bigger piece of paper and that cuts it out. You just need half of the sheet. I think she's gonna grab it, and I can show you the back of it.
We'll keep going, and we can come back to that too.
Yeah, perfect.
Do you have a favorite type of card to make?
I love fun folds. So that's a hard one to say. Yeah, perfect. Both of those would be great. Okay, so again, I don't know if it's one of these that she had mentioned, the pop-up cards, but when you look at the back, you position it at the bottom of the paper. So it gives you the lines and the score lines to make that card. So it's not a die that you have to have a bigger plate where you take a bigger piece of paper and you have to cut the whole card out with that one die. You just position it on half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So it cuts it perfectly. I don't know if that makes sense. Same with this one, the horizontal one. This is half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper the other direction. And you're just positioning it in the bottom corner, so it'll give you those cuts and score lines.
Makes sense. Good. It's good that you put the picture on the back to explain it too.
Yeah.
Someone's crossing their fingers that they get to meet and shop in your store during Paperganza
next year.
Next year.
Next
year is not that far away.
Yeah, they had an event here in Kansas City. It was in north of the city, but at the event, a bunch of them took a little field trip and came down to the store, so that was really fun.
Good. Do you design the paper with different color schemes that would extend the use of the dyes?
I don't. Usually it's just that one collection. I have to print so much of the paper, so I can't really do smaller runs. It doesn't work to do that. One thing, there's printers out there that are printing different papers, but they're printed on laser printers. And even at the big printing companies, they're printed laser printed. And so the paper is kind of glossy. Mm-hmm. And that's not my favorite kind of paper. My paper is a little more matte feeling, a little softer, because it's printed on a mammoth Heidelberg, I think they call it, printer. Like it's run through totally different. So it has to be a big run. I can't do little mini runs.
Which makes sense. I know the answer to this question, but I will let you. How do you know which papers have dyes?
On the back of the die.
Don't all papers have dyes? And not all dyes have papers?
Yeah, which papers have dyes? Yes, you're right. All of our paper collections in our website, it's posted as collections. So when you see the papers, I mean, a lot of the names are gonna give it a hint of which stamp set. I mean, this is called special delivery, and the stamp set that matches is called special delivery, and so is the die. So most of the time it's going to be pretty easy to know which die matches the paper. I do recommend, I mean, some people will just get the die and the paper, but we will eventually run out of paper, and you'll have a die that doesn't do anything. So, and you're going to miss all the goodies that go with the stamp set, all the words and everything else. So I still recommend getting the stamp set, even if you don't do a ton of stamping. There's times where you're going to want those extra words, or when the paper is gone, you still have a die that can work with the stamp set. So
makes sense.
Yeah, not a must, but.
So the person that was asking, it is that die or your horizontal one. It's the inside cut line, not along the edge.
Okay, so this is a score line. So this is the base, and it's going to position right at the bottom of the card.
She said she did position it at the bottom. It was one of the inside cuts.
On this one, there's only 2 cuts that actually cut. But if it's not working, you can return it for sure. But let me show you just how it works. So when you have half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, this is what the die looks like. So the only parts that cut are this line and this line. So you're going to position it right at the bottom. This is going to give you a score. These are all score lines. So because it's positioned, it's not, you don't take a bigger piece of paper and cut it out. You have to cut the paper in half and then line it up right there.
Hopefully that helps, Carol.
Yeah.
We'll see. It takes always there's a delay. So
again, if you're having a problem with it, just email me. Send me a picture. You can text me a picture of it. Just say something if something's not working, and if it's truly the part that's not cutting, if the die's faulty or something, we'll definitely replace it. So just reach out and we can resolve that.
Excellent. What's your favorite mood to give? Like, I always find your stuff is very playful. What is your favorite mood to do in your design?
A lot of my stuff is kind of, I kind of whimsy and happy and bright. So a lot of birthday and celebration, and we do have a line of faith cards for inspiration. So I tend to design something that's going to make people happy. So.
And that's good. I mean, that's what I see in your design. So it's always good to know that. She did say that it is that one. She knows how to use it, and one kite isn't cutting. So just reach out. You can reach out to Cindy at Dare to Be Artsy.
Yeah, just Cindy at daretobeartsy.com is the email. So, yeah,
reach out and do that. I had a question. My brain is like in and out with so many conversations today. How far in advance do you plan? Because I think that's an interesting part for scrapbookers and card makers to realize as a designer. How, are you working to December? No. What are you working to?
I am behind. So we do an event in January for wholesalers, and that's the spring and summer line. And I need to be shipping out kits for this big event in December. It's November 8th right now. So I am a bit behind. That's what I'm going to be working on a lot some tomorrow and this weekend to work on the newest collection that'll release in January.
Does it get them out faster when you're up against the wall? I would be like that. So I asked that question 100%.
I don't know where I can't believe it's November. So, but I'm trying to work way ahead. And then Christmas for those wholesale events, usually it's having the Christmas design for Christmas in July. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard when you're having to work so far ahead of time.
It's also probably hard to do it when is it easier to design bright and sunny stuff in winter than it is to design winter stuff in summer?
It's really hard right now. I mean, I'm thinking butterflies and flowers, and it's kind of cold outside. So it's not that easy. And when I get up against the wall, it's like, okay, how do I get myself into that creative space? That's kind of hard. So
once you get going, do you just go? Like once the spark happens, does it just sit down and you're going and going?
Yeah, there's sometimes I might be here till 1 o'clock in the morning. So if it's flowing, I'm staying, so I'm trying to have a little more balance in my life. So I
think time sped up for 2025. I agree with you, Arlene. I think you're 100% sure. Yeah. I wonder how you get caught up with a business. I'm behind and it's just friends and family right now. You try to get caught up. You work crazy hours. You don't necessarily. The joy of entrepreneurship is you make your own hours. The negative of entrepreneurship is there's 24 hours for you to use.
Yeah.
Both work.
Yeah. That's why it's like this is the year. It's like, I'm going to make myself have more balance, to try and not be here 100 hours a week.
Yeah. So. And that's when I'm working with clients. I always say that it's like, you have to have work hours. Like we got to take the best out of what going to a job is like, which is having work hours and having boundaries, but we get to choose their hours. So for me personally, and Tracy and I work well together because we have similar rhythms. I don't start work till 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to. It works well for all my time zones. Now, we worked till 11 o'clock last night because that's what we have to do when we're doing summits. But normally I have a start time and a finish time, and I have work hours. So it's good to do that, but it's hard when you have a store and you have everything else. So yeah, it's not always easy.
Yeah.
Businesses have the good and bad part. Do you have help in your store?
Right. Well, I have one employee who's helping with the marketing stuff. She's doing a great job. And then today I actually have my sister and two other friends here work. I have a trade show that I'm going to in Texas next Wednesday. I leave next Wednesday outside of Dallas. It's in Mesquite. So if anybody's in that area, I've got a trade show. So I only do like 4 or 5 of those a year. But they're here helping get ready for that. So, you know, I've got friends that are helping me on that.
Somebody's going work home balance. I actually don't think they have to be balanced. They have to be resilient. Because we all try to balance. What does balance mean, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a different way, but we have to be able to be resilient, to take time off and to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you just can't do 24/7. Like by the time the summit's over, Tracy and I are pretty toast because we go nonstop for about a month.
Yeah.
Like really every day of the week for maybe 2 months, for about 6 weeks to a month. And it's like, okay. And then we take except we're doing a challenge in a week and a half. So maybe it'll be another 2 weeks before we take a break. But yeah, it's the fun part of a business, but you have to love what you do.
Yeah.
I think that makes the difference. And when the buck stops here, it also has a different level of motivation for us.
Yeah.
So welcome. Someone said first time, welcome to coming here. All the best marketing, LLCC. I don't know your name, but welcome. You get all the names here. What's your biggest challenge in your design process?
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to just get that. Once I figure out what I'm doing and I get it all put together and hit the button to send, that's the scary part, because it's like, what if they don't like it? You know, I take things, you know, like personally, like my heart is and soul is in everything I do. So it's kind of hard to hit send and then just keep my fingers crossed, like, oh, I hope they like it. So that's probably the hardest part of my business.
And you know what? It's a really honest answer, because I think we've heard that from other people today, like from other speakers this week. You know, we think that, yes, this is good, this is straightforward, they're so confident, but we all have that insecurity about what we're doing. And so, yeah, it happens, right? We get that, you know, releasing your baby can't be easy.
Yeah.
Even when this is Tracy's and my 6th summit, and when we hit start, we're like, okay, are they going to like the speakers we brought in? Are they going to like how we run our summit different than other people? We all go through that. So, you know, and our speakers, are they going to come back? Yeah. Trust me, we go through that anxiety when it's like, nobody's signed up yet. Are they coming back? And they all do eventually come back. But
well, this is a little honest thing. Again, Tracy and Heather know this about me because I've been here since the beginning. I'm probably one of the ones that it's the last minute one, because they'll be like, are you doing it? Of course I'm doing it. But have I filled out my stuff? No, I have not. I'm way behind.
And if we know that, we work with you. But it's the new ones where we don't know that yet. And we're going, okay, are they coming or not coming?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun. Just saw the OLO marker card in your shop. Do you use the alcohol markers, or do you like the OLO paper over them? You know what that means?
So the OLO markers are alcohol marker based. The guy that started OLO came from Copic. The manufacturer of the tip is the same manufacturer, so it's a good quality tip. So they're a great marker collection. We carry them all here. It's the beginning of December, the whole new 96 colors is coming out, which is exciting, and we'll have all of those. We do have paper packs, the OLO paper pack. We have those. They should be on our website as well. It's really good to color on. I won't use that for my card bases. So it's a premium cardstock. I use that to color on, which is great. So it does make a difference when you're using alcohol markers, the kind of paper you use. If it's in cheaper cardstock, it's going to, all of them might bleed through a little bit. That's just the nature of alcohol markers. But some of them are going to soak in so much and spread. So that the paper packs that we have are really good quality to color on. Did that make sense? Did that help? About the
It did make sense.
But the other markers are great. They're half the price as a Copic. So it's really nice. And most, I think, as far as I know, almost all other alcohol markers have a felt core on the inside that holds the ink. But the Olo markers, they redesigned it so the ink is free flowing. So it keeps the tip moisture and you use all of the ink in there. So it's pretty cool technology.
That makes sense. Susan says, I can't get rid of you. Susan, I would not want to get rid of you. So there you go. Would it be possible? No, this is your expertise. Would it be possible to design a never-ending card die? I have your impossible card die, but I'd love those never-ending card dies.
That is a great idea. I've made one of those before. I haven't looked at creating a die for it, but that is a great idea. I'll take a look at that because I love any of these interactive type dies, and it's time to do another one. So I will definitely look at that. So thank you. That
idea, Kara.
Get ideas from you guys.
We have a question of, do you ever take shortcuts by starting with specialty print paper to make your cards or scrapbooking pages?
I mean, I just use my paper when I'm doing my cards. I don't use other.
And yours is specialty paper. So yes, you do.
And I try when I do my papers, like the B sides tend to be a smaller print, so they're a lot of times I'll use the back for my cards to try and give you flexibility. This is a little bigger print. It's a little harder to make cards unless you're going to cut those out and put them on a card. But then the back side is going to work really well for a card or scrapbook page. So I'm using my papers whenever I do my cards.
Which makes sense. Do you ever make cards just for yourself, or do you only make cards for your business?
It's mostly for my business.
Yeah. And that's fair. I mean, that's part of being a business, especially what you're doing, right? You're always trying to service your clients and build stuff. So you don't tend to just go, oh, I'm going to make a card for fun. You probably go, I don't want to see a card for fun for a while.
Well, and so every Monday night I do a live video, 7:30 Central Time. It's usually about half an hour, and I'm usually doing 2 or 3 cards based on maybe one of the new releases or something like that. So I'm making cards every Monday and then trying to share them on social media. And then with our Stamp of the Month Club, there's always a workshop every month with different cards based on the new Stamp of the Month Club stamp. So I'm constantly making samples, or every new stamp set I design, there's always a sample on the back. So
What do you do with your samples that you make?
Well, we have, if you come here to our studio, we have bulletin boards with samples, and we have bins with samples, because I tell people, come in, thumb through, take pictures. It's a place of inspiration for sure. We have some of the samples that we have in a bin for sale, just in the store itself. Or sometimes with stores, we might send a few samples out to the wholesale accounts.
It's an interesting question, because I know some of the creators, Shannon gives away one of her samples once a month. So she does like a draw, a participant, whoever's participating, she does a draw for her samples and then sends them off an email, or sends them off in the mail, sorry. So
that's a great idea
to do with all these samples that you have, because eventually they're going to collect a lot of spaces. So that's an excellent idea. Any other questions for people? We have a couple more minutes before I have to go off and do the panel for the live VIPs. For the VIPs, whether you're alive or not, you get to come. I don't know how to say that, but a live panel for the VIPs. The Ola marker sections are interchangeable. You can customize. For example, they are usually come light, medium, and dark ink, and you can do it in their holiday covers. I love these. Oh, glad that you like the Q&As. There you go.
So these are the Olos. They come in halves. one of these is $4.10, and it's the same amount of ink as an Copic marker that's over $8. So you pick your light and your darks, and then for every 2 you get a connector, and so you're building your pens. It has brush and you can do chisels. I just carry the brush because I never use the chisel.
Chisels are hard.
Yeah, so some people will build it with a brush on one and a chisel on one with the same color. For me, this works best is just to have 2 different colors.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah.
If you don't, so you're not wasting it. Are your classes only in person or virtual? They are virtual. They are virtual on YouTube now, aren't they? And Facebook page?
So we had every once in a while we have a in-person class here. It's just hard for me to find the time to do it. We do events like on OOAK. You can buy the kit ahead of time. We have one right now. It's a little mini album. So you go on our website, Class Kits and Bundles. There's a kit you can get ahead of time and then watch that video. But
your videos that you do weekly are live on YouTube. They're virtual on YouTube.
Yes. So yeah, every Monday night you can go. Some of them are saved or some of them are on Facebook, but I'm going live in YouTube because Facebook changed things. So you can go back on our Dare to Be Artsy YouTube channel and go back and watch a bunch of the different videos. I love it when we have an opportunity like this to come on for a summit to share with you guys. I think this is a great way. You've got some amazing presenters. Take advantage, watch as many as you can.
Yeah, it just creates an energy too, right? I mean, you can ping off each other's ideas, and we've had Sarah supporting Debbie and Debbie supporting Sarah and people in at different times. And the panels that we just introduced this year for the VIPs have been really cool. Like yesterday, Cindy was on a card making. We had 9 people. I feel like I remembered where you are. Somebody actually said on a call earlier, somebody had an idea about using fabric. Who was it? And I'm like, it was the person in the bottom corner. It was Cindy. So yeah. So we have, and that's what we're about to go to is a panel on cutting machines. So if you're VIP and you have questions on cutting machines, come on the panel. We have Elena and Catherine, and I can't remember else who's going to be there. Lots of questions. It's interesting because it's our smallest panel in a way with the most questions. Which doesn't really surprise me because cutting machines are the ones that people have a lot of questions about. So come and join that. Remember to play bingo. And if you're on the free ticket and you're not coming to the VIP session that we have in 5 minutes, we are live tomorrow at 11, I think, or 12. We have a panel at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we have our panel for tomorrow, which is Scrapbooking Fun, and Scrapbooking and Mini Albums is at 11, and then we are live with our first Q&A, I believe, at 12. Tracy's shaking her head, so therefore we're live with our first Q&A at 12 with Adeline? No.
Tamar Perry.
Tamar makes amazing mini albums.
Yes.
Yeah, her mini albums are gorgeous, and we're live with her. So,
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cindy, thank you so much for staying with us and coming to all of our summits. And we know, even if you haven't submitted, we will bug you for the next ones. We already know our dates.
I'll be there.
Thank you. Always wonderful to hear from Cindy. Yes, exactly. So thank you all very much. If you're a VIP, I will see you on the other side in less than 5 minutes.